What's going on, everyone? This is your commissioner. Back at it here for the week 7, I think it is, recap. Yeah, week 7 recap. Interesting past week. Had a lot of good games. Some not so good games. Couple high scoring and a few low scoring. Um, but let's get into it. I'll just run down the list real quick. Mike Germ versus Joe Batting. Joe won in a good game. Jake versus Cam. Jake won pretty good. Tom versus Scalos. Tom ran away with it. Randy versus Paul. Paul won. Matt versus Tyler. Tyler pulled out the win. And me versus LB. LB got the win as well. But let's get into it. Paul, I'm here with Paul again. Let's start with Mike versus Joey, or Joe. Every day I'm rustling, put up 157 points. Mike pulled out a loss with 126. We'll start with Mike's team. Just looking at it, another solid week from Todd Gurley. 2 touchdown performance. McLaurin had a 790 and a touchdown. Waller with 17. Juju, you called that one with 17. A pretty solid effort by Mike's team all around, except Mahomes with a casual 14. You expect more from him. But Joey's team on the other side, 3 guys pretty much won him this game.
Yeah.
Wilson with 35, Lockett with 53, and Robinson with 31. For you math people, I want to say that's like 110 points from 3 players. Which is wild. I mean, 53 from Lockett, 15 catches, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he was competing with Tom Cada there. I didn't think Tom could have been touched, but Joey came pretty close. I mean, Tom had 44 from Devontae Adams, but man, Russ and Lockett were cooking. What's your thoughts on that game?
It came down to Lockett outperforming what I think anyone would have guessed.
Yeah.
53.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it came down to. He got 16 from his defense, 0 from his tight end, 0 from Johnson of Cleveland, and then 0.8 from Claypool. So with 3 guys, he had 1.3 points, 1.1 points with 3 guys, and then the other 3 guys got him 110. So his team lucked out this week. I wouldn't say lucky week, but
look, you're expecting 30 less points a week, and it's a good week still. You only get 23 out of Lockett instead of 50.
Yeah, right, which is wild. But yeah, that was a good game. That came down obviously to that Monday night game. I knew it should have been close going in, but he ran away with it. Crazy ass game. Joey though, Joey moves to 3-4. Joey moves to 3-4, and Mike falls to 3-4. That's a 3-game losing streak for chilling with my homies. So that's something to keep an eye on moving forward. He needs to get on the win board because everyone is close still in this league. But Joey, like I said, 157. Mike 126. Mike 3-4. Joe 3-4. Let's go to Cam versus Jake May. Jake May gets the win, 134-98. Jake May moves to 4-3, currently on a 2-game win streak, and Cam Bildhauer falls to 3-4, and is on a 2-game losing streak. Start with this game. Jake May, 21 from Tannehill, 14 from Connor, 21 from Williams, 17 Julio, 17 Tyreek Hill, 10 from Evan Ingram, 21 from the Kansas City defense. They had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries and 16 points against. That's good for 134 points. His only downfall was his flex position. Got him a negative 0.1. I mean, he throws anyone in there. Cole Beasley, you're looking at 154 154-point week from him. But on the other side, Cam only 98. Got 20 from Stafford, had a nice week. But Davis and McKissick kind of came down a little bit. Galladay with a nice week, 6 and 114. Keenan Cole stunk, 1 catch for 12 yards. Kittle with 10. Christian Kirk, though, he seems to be on the rise. He seems to be really on the rise there. Back-to-back weeks with some big plays. 5 catches, 37 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So that's a nice little ad for Cam. But Cam, Jarvis Landry now the number 1 in Cleveland with OBJ out. That could be a nice little guy to have. But Cam's team, he's getting back McCaffrey here. Not tonight, but should be next week. He should be getting him back, I would imagine. And that's a big ad. For Jake May, though, Connor with another nice week. Williams filled in nice with Jones out. McKinnon, Philip Lindsay kind of got banged up again. He had Wentz on the bench with 31. He got a little bit of a quarterback duo there. What's your thoughts on these two teams?
I think Cam needs more from his running backs, but with McCaffrey coming back soon, he'll get that. And I think Mike Davis just had a letdown game. He's been doing good for him up until this week. But even if he does have that game, I just don't think he has that much talent on his team outside of it. Yeah. Outside of McCaffrey and Galladay.
Yeah, and for Jake, I'm not seeing that next running back for him. Besides Connor.
Williams is gone after.
Yeah, Williams had that
maybe
one week. Yeah.
But once Jones is back, he's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what I'm looking at. Jake kind of needs an RB2, but Julio, Tyreek Hill, Allen Robinson, maybe he moves off one of them for a running back here in the next couple weeks. But he needs that next running back guy because you can't rely on. He doesn't have anyone that maybe Philip Lindsay, but he's banged up again. But hey, Jake May, right in the thick of things again on a 2-game win streak, 4-3. I think he started off 0-3.
I think McKinnon will be fine potentially, depending on how they use him. As long as Mostert's out and Wilson's out now, they just have a banged up running back core. But Coleman's finally healthy again, I think, too.
Yeah, so that's something to look into. But Jake May, 4-3. Cam falls to 3-4. Let's go to Nick Scalos versus Tom Cada. This was the best fantasy team this week. High scoring for Tom Cada. Tom Cada won 170-63. The highest scoring and the lowest scoring this week. Nick Scalos falls to 3-4. Tom moves to 4-3. Like I said, we'll start with Scalos, 63 points. There ain't much to talk about here, honestly. His whole team was on a bye week. Lamar Jackson,
Metcalf only put up 5 points in a 40 when they put up 37.
Yeah. Mark Andrews bye week, Baltimore D bye week, Hollywood Brown bye, Lamar Jackson bye, and then Aaron Jones is banged up, so he didn't play. But like you said, 34 points from Seattle in a shootout up and down the field. Metcalf only gets 2 catches for 23 yards.
Well, then CeeDee Lamb had no catches and just had a 1-yard run.
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb didn't do anything. I think he hurts with no Dak. I
think Dallas is done at this point.
Yeah, Dallas.
Clean house at this point.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp though with 11. Ronald Jones 10 points. I mean, that's not horrible for him. Jared Cook though 3 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown, but -5 from his defense. 1 point, 1/10 of a point from CeeDee Lamb. 4 from Metcalf, 7 from Rex Burkhead, 7 from Jimmy G. If you were Scalos, you didn't expect to win this week with your team on a bye. But moving forward, you don't have to worry about that anymore because most of his team already had his bye. So just one bad week for him. I wouldn't worry about it. It can only go up from there. 63 with this roster. I mean, like I said, Lamar, Hollywood, Andrews, you're just not going to win games with them on a bye. But on the flip side of things, Tom Cada, 170 points. Why don't you break this one down, Paul?
Oh, you got 35 from from Rogers, 45 from Adams, then 15 from David Johnson, and then 20 from Hunt. 20 from T. Higgins again, too.
Yeah, 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Him and Boyd are like a great duo.
Well, Deontay Johnson on his bench put up 29 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Bridgewater with 23.
I don't know if you remember, I was pretty adamant about how good Deontay Johnson was going to be this week.
Yeah, no, we remember I put the clip up. You said you liked Deontay this week. You said you liked Juju to outscore Claypool. You were right on about that. But Tom's team, I mean, he didn't have a bad week from anyone.
Oh, Graham only put up 8, which is all right for a tight end, but not what he's been able to do so far.
Yeah, but, it's still productive. I mean, the worst part is 5 points from his kicker. I mean, Christ. I mean, you got to be happy with that.
Henry still put up 15 against a good defense.
Yeah, 75 and a touchdown. His team put up, team-wise, he put up 4. He got 4 touchdowns from Rogers. Touchdown from David Johnson, that's 5. A touchdown from Hunt is 6. He got 2 from Adams is 8. 1 from Higgins is 9. He got 9 touchdowns as a team. Or Henry. And then Henry with 10. I mean, you look on the other side for Scalos, he had 2 touchdowns on his team this week. I mean, Tom Cato, I'll tell you this, though. He got the guys that put the ball in the end zone. He got guys that score touchdowns. David Johnson scoring touchdowns. Hunt scores touchdowns. Devontae Adams scores touchdowns. T. Higgins is putting up points, and Derrick Henry finds the end zone. I mean, pretty impressive stuff.
I think Hunt will take a step back in a couple weeks whenever Chubb.
Definitely won't be as productive, but will still stay the same. I mean, Hunt's definitely a flex option when Chubb is back, so I mean that's not an issue. But Deontay Johnson, 680 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, solid week there for Tom Cato, who wins high scoring week this week. That's his second high scoring of the year. His team is a team to be reckoned with moving forward. He got a very nice team. Moves to 4-3. Chief falls to 3-4. Let's go to Tyler versus Carter. Tyler 2-5. Carter moves to 2-5. Tyler moves to 4-3. Tyler's currently on a 3-game win streak. Tyler won 103-96. For Matt, Elliott continues to be a disappointment. Mike Evans is a disappointment. Hunter Henry was a disappointment. They put up 39 points, and he only had 3 catches for 20 yards. Singletary's a disappointment this week. But on his bench, DeAndre Swift, 27 yards and a touchdown, 14 points. He's been getting better and better. Thielen was on a bye. Matt made it close towards the end since it was a little bit low scoring, but he needs more out of Elliott, more out of Mike Evans. I'm down on Mike Evans at this point. I think he got to try to get rid of him.
Evans is going to have a big week this week. I'm telling you now. Godwin's out. AB's not in yet. Evans is the main guy there this week, and he's going to have about 20 points at least, I'd say.
Yeah, so maybe Evans gets back this week. I mean, I expected he's playing me, so everyone scores against me. But Matt, he got a good team. He just can't put it together right now. It probably will start this week versus me, but we'll see. We'll get into that tomorrow. We'll get into it tomorrow or Saturday on the preview for this upcoming week. But
Zeke's not getting any better. His O-line is horrible at this point. Half of it's injured. He has no passing game to go with him. He has Ben DiNucci, who he couldn't even start at Pitt. He had to transfer, and now he's playing for the Cowboys somehow.
Yeah. But for Tyler, continued dominance from Deshaun Watson, 28 points. He's getting enough out of his running backs, I guess. 10 from Josh Kelly, only 1 from A.J. Dillon. I like that pickup he made this week. Hold up.